Rogue Tier, we still winning. Magic Card, oh, we extending. Dark Law, he still contending. Sunrise, your lights in it.
Yugi peoples, welcome to the commentary. This is another one of my matches from last week when I had all, the Neo sleeves, the Neo's playmat, the Neo's extra deck sleeves, and I was just like, you know what, let's play some Neos. So we got the engaged Neo space there. He's got the trap BA deck, and yeah, this match just did not turn out the way I wanted it to at all. There's no main deck spell and trap removal outside of Stratos, and so my main goal was to let Stratos hit the board with enough heroes on the board to make it count. So like I said, here he's got the Beatrice effect there, the Dante in the graveyard. I'm gonna go ahead and call by the BA monster that he has in there. They just have like way too many effects and things that are going on. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit that to keep it from doing what it does, and we're just gonna kind of go from there. I'm gonna go ahead and get my Shadow Mist effect. We trying to get everything resolved there because there's a lot going on when this stuff sends stuff to the graveyard and adding stuff to the graveyard, and there's just like a bunch of traps. So with my Shadow Mist effect, we're gonna go ahead and add Stratos, and with my Spirit of Neos effect, we were gonna add the trap, but we're gonna go ahead and add the instant contact instead, because like immediately right now I'm thinking I want to go ahead and just get rid of his back row, which is actually going to be a horrible choice. I should have thought about it, knowing this deck, they're all chainable. This is Yu-Gi-Oh 2023, not Yu-Gi-Oh Edison format, where it's like D-Prison and Mirror Force and stuff like that. Nah, there's like all chainable trap cards, and I should have thought about that. You're gonna see the Flame Wingman go ahead and hit the board. We got the playmat on the board right now with the Wingman and the Neos, so that we can go ahead and summon our boy Stratos and get the effect to destroy all of his back rows. And yeah, it's just not gonna work out the way I wanted to, because like I said, they both end up being chainable, and we got the old school Yu-Gi-Oh compose there, and the Dynamiscus, of course. He's gonna go ahead and compose my Flame Wingman, which ends up being so good because now one of the cards I had was Miracle Fusion, so I can't Miracle Fusion into my Shining Neos now because he went ahead and hit that. My other card in hand is another engaged Neo space, which isn't gonna help me. And yeah, so there goes Blackjack, rearrange cards. And now he's still resolving BA effects. Go ahead and get that done. You can see the Miracle Fusion in my hand. I've got the hand started off really good, and it just did not go the way I wanted it to. Him, the back rows and stuff, I try to enter the battle phase just to see what he's going to go ahead and make. He's going to go ahead and make Dark, which is stronger than Stratos. Blackjack effect is going to set cards, and the discarded BA are it's going to start getting effects and stuff, adding stuff. So yeah, we're just not in a good position here at all. I have in shuffle, but it's not doing really too much of anything at this point because I already used Shadow Mist effect, so he's not doing too much. So what I'm gonna decide to do here is to try to draw into something that's useful. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the in shuffle because like I said, I do have Miracle Fusion, so I'm going to try to draw something good by using the Miracle Fusion and one of my other heroes on Liquid Soldier to go ahead and special summon our Shining and see if I can draw into something a little bit more playable. In my head, I really feel like I could have did this turn a whole lot better if I hadn't used Stratos' effect to destroy back row, but there goes the trap trick into second Dynamiscus, into chain Dynamiscus from gray to banish the Liquid Soldier. Ends up just being a fantastic play because now I'm stuck with the Miracle Fusion in my graveyard, and You know, I could go ahead and make Ab Zero, but you know, at the end of the day, I just feel like, you know, the match is kind of lost at this point. So let's just go ahead and go to game 2 here. Going into game 2 here, since I lost, I'm going to go ahead and decide to go first. And the hand was, you know, kind of complicated. I do have a hand trap. And, you know, I like one of the things that I was noticing a lot is like I would draw like in shuffle, but it would be in combination with the Neo-Spacian monsters. So I'm pretty sure like my hand here is like, you know, Black Panther and then Grand Mole and then in shuffle, and it's just like not another way to get an extender out on the board or anything in order to be able to make the Inferno divisor or to be able to, you know, really make bringing out the Neo Spirit of Neos worth it. So yeah, you know, the hand was just, you know, quite unfortunate because it's just like, even if I do go for the Shining Neos, I don't have the way to get to the other cards that I need in order to make my first turn work like I want it to work. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and summon out the Spirit of Neos anyway. It looks like he's like revealing, look, I have 2 hand traps that I'm waiting to flip on you. But we're gonna go ahead and just grab the Neos fusion here because, like I said, I don't have any other plays there. I didn't open up with instant contact or with favorite contact, so there's no point in really going to go search either one of them if I don't have a way to really just make it happen. So we're going to see if we can draw into something nice here. We're going to activate the Neos fusion, send the Crosskeeper, send the vanilla Neos to go ahead and bring out Brave Neos so that we can activate the Crosskeeper's effect, draw 2, and put 1 back. Like I said, we have so now we have like 2 of the pieces already because we have the vanilla Neos, and like I said, we have the Grand Mole in hand. I'm gonna draw 2, and I think like go ahead and put back that I went ahead and put back the the Grand Mole because he wasn't doing too much for me, and I'm just gonna go ahead and, you know, end my turn from there. And we're just thinking about letting them know like what's going on and everything. Here comes the tour guide for the second game in a row. He goes tour guide into BA Monster, and you know, he's trying to decide how he's going to get over this without him getting his effect, because I think like he was talking about one of the things he would do was like crash into it with Dante, or what he really wanted to do was be able to crash into it with Dante. So yeah, he's gonna go ahead and start making BA plays here. One of the things about this deck is like there's like no interruptions here. One thing I did do, I did side in the the D-shifter, because D-shifter actually works pretty decently inside of this deck. You don't really need the things inside of your graveyard too much. I didn't main deck it because it's just like I've already got like 3 Neo-Spacians in there with the vanilla Neos, and then you add the D-shifters on top of that. It just didn't really seem like it was going to turn out all that great. So now comes down the the break sword to go ahead and try to bust down my Brave Neos. We're going to use the Neos fusion effect to go ahead and protect him, but I'm still unfortunately in a pretty bad position here because the Spirit of Neos is in defense position, so it allows the break sword to attack into my defense position monster and still be able to Zeus. But I'm gonna go ahead and activate the Spirit of Neos here. I'm gonna go get the trap card because I feel like, you know, next turn I should be able to at least do something with that. And it just kind of sucks because now both of my Spirit of Neos is on the board and they didn't accomplish too much of anything at all. So yeah, unfortunate. And he's gonna set 1 back row, so now I have to try to figure out how to get over this Zeus, and hopefully I can do it in a way that forces him to board wipe his trap cards too before he really gets a chance to use them. So I said we got the Ghost Bell to kind of slow him down from, you know, any special summoning or like anything crazy he might do with the with the BA monsters. I believe I drew Rhoda for turn, and I'm just trying to think about how to go about this turn and, you know, be able to get rid of this Zeus. So yeah, it's just, I know I can go ahead and get to the Honest Neos in order to be able to do it. And unfortunately, you know, like usually inside of my extra deck, I would have the Big Eye off in there, but not this week. We're gonna go ahead and use the 2 Spirit of Neoses to make the Inferno Divisor, so that we can go ahead and try to add those other pieces. We're gonna go ahead and reveal the Nebula Neos, so that we can get those pieces, the ones that I shuffled back. And I guess I didn't shuffle back the Grand Mole. I still have it in my hand. So the only piece I really needed to get was the Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And now we're just trying to get him to go ahead and board wipe the board. And I think I decided like the best way to do it was to go ahead and summon out the Stratos to go ahead and search for the Honest Neos. And you know, I can't remember exactly what his back rows are, but you typically don't want to use that on, you know, on a Stratos, a normal summon monster like that. And, you know, just checking my graveyard, making sure. I think like the last thing that I need is the Aqua Dolphin, so I can add that off of the Rhoda, and next turn I should be able to hit him with the Cosmos Neos. Then down comes the Dynamiscus, is going to be able to banish the Brave Neos, and then what was the other Libra? One of the other ones, when it gets discarded, it can banish one of them until the end of the turn. So my Inferno Divisor is going to get banished until the end of the turn. And yeah, BA Resurrection stuff coming back. It's one of those situations where I decided to go ahead and hold the Ghost Bell for another turn, since I know that next turn I'll be able to hit him with the Cosmos Neos. The thing that kind of sucks about hitting a deck like this with Cosmos Neos is this, like, the ability of him to play on my turn using his traps and his monsters, you know, when they get discarded inside the graveyard. And I feel like that was one of the biggest weaknesses when playing with this deck. You know, it's just like I expend pretty much like all my resources to try to get to Cosmos Neos and, you know, effectively shut down my opponent on their turn. But these new decks, well, this is an old deck, but, you know, the top deck in the format, Tearlaments, has the ability to play on my turn anyway. So it's just like, even if I do shut them down for a turn, if my follow-up is just not, you know, just awesome, then it's going to, you know, I'm going to end up losing. So he ends up activating the Fiend Griffin, and it's one of those situations where I wasn't paying attention to exactly what was inside of my hand, and we get ready to resolve it, and then I actually look at my hand, I was like, oh shoot, I had Ghost Bell. So, you know, it's locals, it's you know, we're cool people. He goes ahead and lets me activate the Ghost Bell, and this is one of those situations where, you know, like, I haven't been playing very, very much, you know, once a week, not nearly as much as I used to. And it's one of those things where you kind of get like lazy as a player. And it's just like, I never used to, you know, make mistakes like that. So, but here we go. We got the Cosmos Neos about to hit the board, and go ahead and let him read it. He can't activate anything, but, you know, pretty much a lot of his monsters on board, you know, they have floaty effects. When he set his traps, it doesn't matter if he can activate them now, because he's going to be activating them on his turn anyway. So yeah, it doesn't really do too much to help and plead my cause here. And I get Lava Golem on top of that. So now my Brave Neos and my Cosmos Neos is gone anyway. I'm burning for 1,000. You know, he gave my hero deck a burning sensation. They were already burning in the abyss, and now we have a burning sensation also. So, you know, for turn, I go ahead and drew the instant contact. So we're going to go ahead and activate the instant contact. We're going to bring out our Neo-Spatian Dolphin. And the idea here was to go ahead and get Abyss Dweller out on the board to keep all those discard effects and things from going on. But, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think it would have really mattered all that much. Like I said, he still set 2 back row at the end of my turn, and so it's just like it didn't even really matter too much. We're gonna go ahead and activate Abyss Dweller's effect, but down comes the Imperm, so he'll be able to get their effects anyway. I'm trying to remember everything that, what's his name? Is that Cherubini? Is that the Link Monster's name? Whatever his name is. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what in the world they do when they go to the graveyard to decide if I want to attack into them. I decide not to do it, and my man draws Tour Guide again. We're going to go ahead and chain the Abyss Dweller there to keep him from getting graveyard effects. And, you know, but I feel like at this point it's kind of just like really bad and over, isn't it? Can he like link climb into access code talker and just kind of finish me off? Or at least, you know, that's what I thought was about to happen. And I'm pretty sure that either way, you know, it's this kind of game. I don't have any gas left, so yeah, it just wasn't going. You know, the deck is very fun to play. Like when you can get it to roll, when it's fun using the new stuff, you know, to be able to play with Neo-Spacians, to have them be better than what they were before. In shuffle definitely helped the deck be better, but at the end of the day, it's just like so many bricks that you have to run inside the deck to make it do what you want it to do. And honestly, you know, I think when y'all saw before when I played the deck, it was kind of like the same feeling. And you know, the deck is just, and I feel like with the meta the way it is, it just got a whole lot worse. Like you can turn skip your opponent on their turn, but you can't turn skip your opponent on your turn. And you know, unfortunately, with the way Yu-Gi-Oh is right now, you have to be able to stop your opponent on your turn and on their turn in order to be able to win. So yeah, one of the reasons why I did that with the Neo-Spacian Dolphin thing was to be able to end shuffle on my turn to see if I could draw into something useful. But no, we got the call by, we do another Ghost Bell, and yeah, it's just not enough to be able to pull out a victory here. So we end up losing the match 2-0 to, you know, Traps, and you know, even after the Cosmos Neos effect. And yeah, it's just Neos just isn't in a really big competitive standpoint right now, you know. And you could add the other stuff in, add in the Destiny Hero engine and stuff, and you know, it does make the deck, you know, better in some ways, but it also makes it more bricky in a lot of ways too also. And I want to say appreciate you to everybody who stayed a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next video. Ain't nobody messing with the masked hero, king of games. Mask off, now you see that a hero lives. I pay half and you ask, but I'm winning games. There ain't another hero that surpasses me.